right, man. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all infinite honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ahashem, Yahweh Shai, Ahashem, Abrakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great men stone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim out here pushing this truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. We almost out of here, man. I'm gonna go in this lesson. We're gonna go into an article that I just came across, and I'm gonna get into it right now. I'm about to read the headline. Over three-quarters of United States experiencing some form of drought. Okay. Story at a glance. New data from the United States Drought Monitor shows that most U.S. states are experiencing some form of drought. While the worst drought conditions are in the western part of the country, some Midwestern and eastern states are almost entirely in a moderate level of drought. Most states are also suffering from exceptional dryness as well. There are 40 states that are currently experiencing some form of drought, according to the most recent data from the U.S. Drought Monitor. The most severe drought conditions are in the western part of the country, in states like Texas, California, and Arizona, where the extreme heat and lack of rainfall has caused water levels at Lake Mead to recede so much. At least two human skeletons and a sunken World War II era vessel have been found in parts of the now exposed bottom. Americans living in states not impacted by drought conditions should still be concerned, since a stressed water supply in one area can have a ripple effect impacting neighboring states or large swaths of the country, according to Jonathan London, associate professor of human ecology at the University of California, UC Davis. What happens in one state affects many others, both in terms of food and in infrastructure, said London. For example, farms in San Joaquin Valley in Central California grow a quarter of the country's food, so a drought in that area means less food to ship out to cities across the country. Drier grasslands and forests boost the chances of wildfires, which can in turn hurt the air quality by increasing exposure to harmful pollutants or altering air pollution patterns, one study found. Here is a breakdown of all the levels of droughts states are experiencing. Now, I'm not going to go state by state, but man, when the Lord said that He is going to judge the world and He's going to punish the world, He was serious. Now, what you can see with this headline is, on top of a food shortage, there's going to be a water shortage, and a water shortage is way worse than a food shortage can ever be. You can only go 3 days without water. That's it. You can only go 3 days without water, and you see what the Lord is doing. The Lord is doing these things, man. And let me get a precept to back that up. Esau thinks he's doing it, but the Lord is ultimately doing it. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be an evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Well, the Lord is very is a calculating power. Okay, he's the power of all powers. So when He does things, He does it for a reason. And we're in a time of judgment. So what this drought is ultimately doing is it's exasperating the already coming famine. It's parts of farmland that's not going to produce, on top of the fucked up things that's already happening to the food industry, and it's going to cause a water shortage. A water shortage, and the scriptures say that. The scriptures they speak about not having food, not having drink. It goes into it, man. Okay, and it's going to make people turn into madmen. Let me get a scripture real quick. Let's go to Second Esdras. All right, Second Esdras 15 and 11. But I will bring, they're talking about the Israelites, the elect of the Israelites. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall bring upon it. So the infrastructure, just the simple ways that Americans produce food and water, it's the Lord clearly says that He's going to smite it. It's not going to be any water when you go to the faucet to try to take a bath, when you try to take a sip, okay? It's judgment time. It's no other way to put it, man. There's no other way to put it. Let me get another precept real quick. Let me drop down to verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we're coming upon a time where food and water is going to be so scarce that people are actually going to be robbing one another. People are going to be robbing one another over food and robbing and killing one another over water. And again, it's in those infancy stages where you can see it coming down the pipeline. You can see these things happening. If you have eyes, if you're not so stuck in the entertainment that they pushing out for you, people are about to start dropping dead from starvation. People are about to start killing, shooting, and looting in the name of starvation. And the other judgments that the Lord has lined up, they coming simultaneously. Okay, it's coming simultaneously. Let me get another scripture. Just 1 second. This is Isaiah 65:13, and this is just showing the differentiation between the men of the Lord and the rest of the world during this judgment period. I repeat, Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So the Lord, in His perfection, He is still going to preserve, and He's still going to feed His servants, while the rest of the world is going to hell on the handbag, and they starving, and you can see their ribs, right? And their skin look crazy because they haven't drank. And it also says that His servants are going to rejoice. That His servants are going to rejoice during that time because they know that they're being taken care of, and not just that, the servants know what comes next. The servants know what comes next: the destruction of this place, watching this place fall apart, watching the people rip each other's heads off. Okay, watching these things happen on the run, of course. Okay, but watching these things happen is just, man, it's a beautiful thing considering how long we've been here and how long we've been reading the prophecies, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, man. We can finally see these things taking hold upon the world, and have the faith to stand boldly and serve the Lord during these times, man, with food and water in our hands. I'll be right to with our brothers, man. Let me give one more scripture to close out with. Revelation 18:5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai remembered her iniquities. So this place had its run, and now it's time for this place to fall, man. This place was built up by us, and now it's time for us to watch it fall, watch it burn slowly. Okay? In the Most High, matter of fact, let me drop down to verse 8. Therefore her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire For strong is the Lord power who judges her. So even though we can see the famine coming and all these other things coming, it's going to happen. Like whatever event happens, all of these things are going to happen simultaneously. It's going to come down just very, very, very quick in one day. In one day, right? And one day you're not going to be able to go to the grocery store, and one day you're not going to be able to go to the gas station and all of that, man. Okay, and we're going to see where it goes from there. Me being sarcastic, we know what happens in JT. With that, though, I want to give all infinite honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakwak, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and to the other Akim out here pushing this truth into the four winds. Keep pushing, Akim. Kwame Yasharala, Abal Babal. We almost out of here, man.